everyone, how are we doing? I'm out here in the ancient Northumbrian countryside. As you can see, I'm about to start walk. I'm in a bit of a dip, but we'll get out of it. So, okay, Pip. I know. Oh, sorry, Louie. Look at you. You're all tangled up. Louie, come here, sweetheart. Let me untangle you. So, careful. Oh my goodness. I think I'll do another. Pippin, where are you going, you naughty dog? Okay, come on. Wait, let me this way. It's a kissing gate, sweetheart. There we go. Okay, we got both of you. Okay, guys, let's do it. So, guys, we're out here in the Northumbrian countryside along Hadrian's Wall. I've got two dogs, paramentalists, and I'm live streaming, as you can probably tell. So yeah, ask me whatever you like. I'm going to be out here. Ask me questions about Hadrian's Wall if you want. Questions about England if you're not from here, you don't know what it's like. More than happy to answer all those sorts of questions. No bother at all. I think you two. Stop. Pippin. Okay. Perrier needs a good runabout. Stop it. Oh, damn it. God damn it. Okay. Louis, come here. Right. Hello, if you just joined. I am Relics of War. I am a kind of Warhammer hobby YouTuber, but I like all sorts of stuff. Here is Hadrian's Wall, ancient Hadrian's Wall. It's been standing for, I think, 2,000 years and counting. And I'm out today for a little bit of a jaunt with the dogs. They're over there somewhere. And yeah, so I'm just kind of like streaming any questions that anyone might have about Hadrian's Wall or English history in any way. All questions of that ilk are more than welcome. Look at that. That's an interesting little formation here. I mean, not hard to tell that probably was some, I mean, the square shape of it definitely connotes that it was some form of quarry for the wall, which is just a stone's throw over the top. Let's get a little, I'll tell you what, let's get a little bit closer up to this. I've got the two dogs with me today. One of them is my neighbour's dog. She's an elderly neighbour of mine, and I've started taking her dog out for her. Hello, mate. How did they make the clouds? You know, it's mad that they're still here. You know, the very same clouds. They haven't even blown away or anything, all the way back from the Roman times. I don't know how they made the clouds, mate. Big smoke balls, I think. So yeah, you can see how this has been mined out in a square fashion to create all the square stones that are used up on the wall. I'll get closer to the wall so you can actually see the wall in a moment, but I mean, yeah, very evident. This is the exact kind of stuff they're using to build it. So let me find these bloody dogs. Hello, Louis. Yeah, we're going up, mate. Up. Good boy. So let's get up to the wall. Let's have a good look at that. Good boy, Louis. What are you doing there? Pippin! We've got Louis and Pippin with us today. Pippin, yes, influenced by Lord of the Rings. There he goes, the ginger devil. And Louis is my neighbour's dog. Oh, hello from Newcastle. Hello, mate. How you doing? What's the name? Da-da-da. I'm great, mate. Thank you very much. Jordan Talks Sport. That's cool. Is your channel about like? I imagine it's talking about sport. That's pretty cool. I started an MMA media channel. That's kind of the sport that I'm into the most. But I try to do too many things in this life, I think. Okay. I'm very well, thank you. So, let's find the wall. Pippin! There goes Louis. Crazy dog. Ah, there it is. A little bit more than a stone's throw. You'll just have to ignore my heavy breathing after that little hill, because I've just stopped being ill, and the old lungs are not up to capacity. Oh, we've spotted some sheep. I don't trust you guys. Football and Formula One. Down the line says, are you going dogging, mate? Yeah. This way, Pippin. George Sport. No, mate, it's not. I'm not in the Midlands, if that's what you're asking. I'm Northumberland, Hadrian's Wall. And there's a lot of sheep. Louis, don't drink in that puddle. Louis, stop it. I just gave this guy a whatchamacallit, a bowl of clean water. Pippin, no, Pippin, this way. So, up the road from me. All right, where do you live? Because I'm only up the road from my house. I live very, very close. I live very, very close to where I am right now. I mean, look at these views, man. This is a almost daily sight. But, oh my fucking God. Pippin! Look at him. Where is he? Where is that idiot? There he is. Shiremoor. Sure, man, I've never heard of Shiremoor. I mean, I went to Newcastle College. I've never heard of Shiremoor before. Shiremoor. No, I've never heard of that. I know all the places near the coast, like South Shields, Whitley Bay, fucking Blythe, all that kind of stuff. I've never heard of Shiremoor. It must be a little place, eh? Little area, yeah, that makes sense. So I'm sorry, I don't know how to read that squiggle language, I'm afraid. I don't know where that's from, but I can't read it. Sorry. About 50 minutes drive to Whitley. I used to go to Whitley Bay for all my caravan excursions when I was a kid. Standard thing now, I guess. So we need to go up there, but I don't know if you can see, there's a load of sheep and they've already moved away from us. And I've got two little young Cocker Spaniels that are both below a year old, and I can't put them on the lead because it's their first time out together, and they just tangle each other up, like they just start wrestling each other and you can't move. So we're gonna have to go around, lads. We're gonna have to go around. How are we gonna get around? Look at that, all the way bloody down there. I mean, this is exactly what I wanted. I mean, the owner of Louis, the little white and tan one, is my elderly neighbour, and she's got something wrong with her foot at the minute. So we're taking them out, and they give each other a good runabout. So yeah, it's not got many or much stuff on it, mate, but it's called Flat Cap MMA. Have a look at it. I kind of created it because I realised that after the years I have, I can't actually do that sport anymore properly. So I made a little channel about it. But yeah, check it out, man. Check it out. It's maybe I'll upload some more stuff onto it. I think I've got some more stuff up on Instagram for it, but I just started dipping into it, and then I didn't really I didn't really follow through very much on it. I kind of, lots of things happening in life at the minute. I've literally just had a kid. He's 4 months old, so it's great. No, not little cap MMA. Sorry. Flat cap MMA. You know, like the hat, flat cap MMA. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. Well, have a good day, man. If you're leaving the stream now, have a good rest of your day. Thanks for joining in. All right, we're gonna have to go all the way around these sheep, you little buggers. Louis, come on, Louis, this way. Okie dokie. Come on, Louis. Little Louis's all the way down the bottom. Little Louis likes the mud. If you just joined, I'm walking along Hadrian's Wall right now with my dogs. Well, one of them's my dog. The other is a elderly neighbour's dog that I've taken out with us, and here they come. Come on, lads. This way. Come on. Come on. Good boys. Thanks, Jordan, dude. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do much more on that. I do a lot more on this channel, but the problem is I have so many different interests, and I think this would speak to a lot of people. I have so many different hobbies and interests that I never manage to ever get the chance to put it all in on one thing, and I get pulled by a I'll sink like 2 weeks into one interest, and then I'll remember another one, and I get pulled off in that direction again. And it's just this cyclical nature of having too many interests that like revolve around and just select themselves. I almost have no like agency of my own in terms of deciding what I'm interested in. I'm just like beholden to what my ADHD riddled brain decides that that's what I want to do right now. And as I get a bit older, I'm getting a little bit better at controlling it, like lengthening those little windows of concentration or fixation. I think it's probably more likely to be named. But yeah, and that's kind of how it comes with that kind of stuff. I started collecting Star Wars Lego stuff. You know what, man? I was looking at some this morning. Pardon me. I haven't had a piece of Star Wars Lego since I was a little kid. Louis! And I was actually looking at some this morning. Wanted to see what they have out these days. I feel like on the website, there's not as much as I was expecting there to be. Whew. We're gonna have to slow it down a little bit. I was in bed ill all day yesterday, and I decided to go fucking hill walking for some stupid reason. Pip, Louis. Where's Louis, Pippin? Ah, these guys. Sorry if that's absolute ear rape, me whistling, but I've got to do it. I've got to do it. Maybe this would be a good idea to do when you haven't got dogs you've got to look after. Louis! Where has he gone? Where's Louis gone, Pippin? Yeah, mate, I'm at Hadrian's Wall. I'm near the Once Brewed pub at the minute. Just, yeah. Where's Louis? Hey, there you are, Louis. Come on, this way. Good boy. Look at that. They are eyeing us up. Show me the view, sure, man. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go that way, and then we're gonna go up that hill. And when I get there in about 2 minutes time, 3 minutes, I'll show you the full hill, the full view from the hill. This way, Louis, Pippin, Pip, Louis. See, this is the issue. Louis isn't my dog, and he does not listen to me. Come on, boys, this way, this way. Come on, boys. Good boys. You know, it's an amazing place to live. So many of my friends my age are like completely dipping out of this country to go live in Australia and like, I don't know, some random Asian countries or whatever, because, you know, it's cheap, or it's this, it's that. But to be honest, it kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I mean, I absolutely love this country. I know I love most things about it. I don't like the way it's being run right now, but I love its tradition. I love our little ways of interacting with each other. Like, if I see another English person and I approach them with a certain manner, I know that I'm going to get a certain manner back from them. And most people are nice as long as you have that understanding of how to treat and talk to people. And the world that we inherited, or I should say the country that we inherited from the people who passed it down to us in the last generation, we're very, very lucky to have grown up inside this country. And that's something I understood when I was a little kid. And I think we're just kind of throwing that away. People are leaving en masse because it's better somewhere else, instead of being part of the reason why the next generation of our kin and countrymen would feel the same way that we did when we were growing up. So it's a shame. That's all I'm going to say on that. So what do you reckon the score is going to be tonight? So I'm assuming that you're assuming that I support Newcastle. I do, but I don't really follow football. And if I had one team that I did support, well, it goes in order like this: Chelsea, Burnley, then Newcastle. But to be fair, almost in all equal standing. I'm not a football guy, really, I'm afraid. I love playing it, but I don't know. Chelsea and Burnley have had such horrendous seasons, I've just stopped watching. So that's kind of where I'm at. Who are they playing? Let's have a look. Who are they playing? Let's have a look. Who are they playing? Oh, you guys are getting tired. So Newcastle Barcelona tonight. I reckon it's going to be 2-1 Barca. I would love Newcastle to win, but I don't know. I feel like it depends. Is it home or away? And is it first or second leg? See, I'm not clued in. But I think Barca 2-1. I think Newcastle can hold their own against big sides like that now, but I don't think they're beating Barca. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, okay, we're nearly there. I'll show you the view now. So this is Hadrian's Wall, or a thin exterior of it. It would have been a bit thicker. In fact, it thickens here. And that is what the Romans would have been looking at. And then this is behind them. And, you know, phones never do it justice. They never do it justice. Once we get up to the top here, I think I'm going to have a sit down for a minute. These old lungs are not ticking over as they should be, I'm not going to lie. Whew. I can tell the dogs are even getting tired already. Though for every step I do, they do about 30. Lovely. Tell you what, I might need one of them selfie sticks. Come on, Louis. Okay. Good boy, Louis. Come on, Louis, you can do it. Gooey Louis. It's a shame. Can I add like text onto here or something? Nope. Q&A. Let's put that on. Hello, mate, from London. Where am I at the minute? So I'm currently walking. This is the ancient 2,000-year-old Hadrian's Wall that stretches from one end of the country to the other in Northumberland, and I'm just walking alongside it right now. It's pretty fine views, to be quite honest. You can see for a very long way in pretty much every direction. There is a position. I'm pretty much exactly in the middle of the land between the two coasts, but there is a position where on a very clear day you can see the sea, which is it's about 20 miles away, so it's quite a distance that you're able to see at its highest point. So I think I'm going to have a little sit down for a second and let these dogs have a sniff around, because I am suffering up these hills. Yeah, it is pretty much the Great Wall of England, yeah. Do you know what it is, man? People, I mean, there's loads of documentaries and stuff about it, right? And people really love it. And people come from China, where the Great Wall of China is, to come and look at this wall, which is insane to me because it's 5 minutes away from my house and I don't think about it most days. But I imagine that's probably what it's like for people with the Great Wall of China. It's like, it's so close to you and it's on your doorstep, and you don't really bear any mind to it. So I'm just going to point out, actually, there's a couple heather fires. So there, right there's a heather fire, and over on that hillside there's another heather fire right there. Pardon me. So a lot of this open land is what we call in England, for anybody who's not English here, a shooting estate. And what they do is they burn controlled patches to affect the nesting to affect the growth of these plants that feed the pheasants for when they come through and do their big shoots. And I mean, a ginormous proportion of the English countryside is effectively a monocultural wasteland of just like this kind of terrain for just miles and miles as far as the eye can see. We think, we've got so much open space, but honestly, quite a lot of it is just taken up by this kind of drab, I don't know, it looks like Afghanistan, doesn't it? it's I don't know, sometimes I like it. I like it in the way that you can see all the rolling hills, but in another way it's just a monoculture pardon me, of a few different species. Whereas if you look right there, that is a natural piece of woodland, right? If I had my way, if I was God, I would have it the other way around. You'd see like all of this would be natural woodland, and you would see little patches of this like that is. But unfortunately, we've got what you've got over there, which is planted woodland, which again is very restrictive for any species that try to live in it, because it's just one tree 10,000 times, and that's just not how ecosystems function. Sorry, I have to keep pausing to cough. I've just, yesterday I was ill in bed all day, and now I'm out up on the hills, I think, trying to get a bit of fresh air into the old lungs. But yeah, I mean, I've never actually walked this trail. You can walk all the way along it, coast to coast. And again, it's like that thing, if it's on your doorstep, you don't really bother with it. Like some people come across the world to walk this trail. And maybe one day. But I've seen like every bit along the way. I know every village, every hamlet, every part of it really. So it's not as intriguing as somebody who lives right next to it. But yeah, the Great Wall of England. I always kind of lament the fact that it's so corroded. And I mean, in its day, it would have been about yay tall. And I mean, what a fantastic sight that would have been. Even just a small section. I mean, even just like 30 meters of it in its mostly original form would be absolutely amazing. There's a place called Vindolanda that's really not far away from here, where you can see to be like, and my goodness, I mean, if we even had a short stretch of it at its original height, what a thing to see that would be. And they ripped it down to build many of the little settlements and the farms around here and the churches. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Hexham Abbey was constructed out of a lot of the stone from Hadrian's Wall, a lot of this stone, but then a lot of the Hexham Abbey was actually burnt down when the Vikings invaded in the 8th century. So they lost a lot of that stone, and to this day it's been recreated very accurately with modern sandstone, and it's been as it is for a long time. So that sandstone's had a chance to weather, and to be honest, you wouldn't know really. But yeah, it's easy for one to grieve. Do I travel all over? No, to be honest, mate. I don't do much. I don't do much traveling, but I've been planning a holiday where I travel to various medieval history sites throughout the country. That's always been a bucket list dream of mine. I think I might be traveling. I say I'm traveling all over. I say I don't travel all over, but next year, looking at booking a West Coast road trip in the States. We're going to start in Seattle and end in Texas. So that's like a good 1,500, 2,000 miles of driving in an RV. So that's shaping to be really good. I'll have my son will be about roughly 1.5 at that point. So just about old enough to start coming on the holiday with mum and dad and maybe appreciating it a bit. So that's the idea for that. But no, I don't really do much traveling, mate. I'm very much so in love with my surrounding areas. I do a lot of the time go down to the Lake District or up into Scotland, but nothing really. I haven't been abroad for about 5 or 6 years because of well, I didn't go for a while, and it was because of COVID. And oh no, that's a lie. Actually, been to Amsterdam a couple of times, but I wouldn't really call that traveling. I call that getting uncomfortably stoned in coffee shops with the boys all day. Not exactly an eye-opening experience for the most part. All right, boys, I don't think we're going to go any further up there. Furthest I've been in Scotland was Banff visiting my uncle, but mainly Aberdeen was the furthest. Yeah, Aberdeen, man. That's pretty up there. I think I've been Aberdeen. Is that south of Inverness? I think Inverness is pretty up there, isn't it? The furthest I've been up is like kind of like that. Yeah, I've been up to Loch Ness, but I've been to a place called Percy House, which is like an stately home which we stayed in for a week. Which was great. I mean, that makes me sound really posh. It was a bit like we split it between like 10 of us, and that was fantastic. We just pretended we were posh for a week. It was really good. It was awesome. Well, I wore like waistcoats and blazers and stuff. So local walks. I mean, this is like the granddaddy of all local walks that could be local to someone is Hadrian's Wall. But there's loads of other really, really nice walks around here. And I need to start getting out a little bit more. I do live streams mainly about Warhammer stuff, but I really like the idea of just getting out and just doing some general content and just talking about things that people throw at me. I've kind of got a little bit of a what do you call it? A pact with myself that if anybody asks me a question, regardless of what it is, I'll answer it truthfully. So that's that should keep things interesting. I need to have a little piece of text that says that, but I have to keep streaming directly from YouTube at the minute because my Streamlabs just isn't really working properly. Okay, come on, Louis, let's go back. Louis, come on. Come on, Louis Doog. There he is. Pippin, come here. Sit. Who's that? Pip. Not a care in the world. You can't tire out a Cocker Spaniel. You just can't tire them out. You can only tire out their brains. You have to, if you throw a ball for them, they'll go all day long. But you have to like put them in a situation where they're smelling loads of different smells, and that's the only way you can. Louis, come on this way. Come on, come on. It's the only way you can do it. They need to be like, it's the brain that tires them out, not the. Good boy, look at that. Look at the speed. Jordan Talk Sport. I'm just gonna have a look at your channel real quick. Sorry if this pauses it. I'm just gonna have a little cheeky deek. Oh, I can't from here. Okay, I'll look at you later. So you do football and Formula One stuff. That's cool. You know, I've never been into Formula One. Honestly, don't know the first thing about it. Football, I like it as much as any red-blooded English male. I like a bit of football. But Formula One, man, couldn't tell you the first thing. I know Lewis Hamilton. I know. Oh, come on, Max Verstappen. I know that. I know those two guys. But no, I don't really understand it whatsoever. But proper man sports there, mate. How come you aren't at work, bro? So I'm self-employed, so I don't actually have to work all the time because the job that I do, I earn enough money, more than enough money, and the days that I do work to allow me to have days where I'm not working. So it's a blessing, really. I mean, just a couple of years ago, I was working minimum wage, and in the mindset I was back then, I thought that would be forever, and that my time equals money, and managed to find a way to get out of that. So that's cool. Teach me to. I want to start my own business. Absolutely, mate. Don't just do it. Just bloody do it. Do you know what it is, mate? When I have this kind of conversation with people, the number one thing it takes to have your own business is just a pair of bollocks. That's all it is, man. Because you'll figure it out along the way. The first year is always going to be a little bit rocky, but it depends what you want to do. I mean, I would stay away from digital things these days. Everything seems to be be taken up by AI. I suppose there are AI tools that can be useful. I mean, for me, I work in residential construction, so I don't really want to say exactly what I do, because I like to keep this separate from my business, but I build high-end, high-ticket things for people inside their homes, and it's good. It's good. I only need to do about a week's work to earn enough to support me for the month. But it took learning the skills and learning how to implement it for a few years for me to get to this point. And to be honest, mate, the way I was when I was a kid and a teenager, who genuinely thought that there was no place in this world for me, and that there was no way that I would ever be able to amount to anything anywhere close to a comfortable life. It's just, I wish I could go back in time and tell me that it is absolutely possible, and everything is at least a little bit easier than it looks. But yeah, what I'm doing isn't even something that I am or was vehemently interested in. It's just the juice just became worth the squeeze, if you know what I mean. But that's where I'm at with that. So yeah, that's why I'm not at work. I don't have to be. And what a blessing that is, especially with my first kid having come a few months ago. But yeah, what if you're still in here? Ave Deus, cool as well, by the way, dude. What kind of business would you start? Let me know. I fix bicycles. Okay, Jordan says I fix bicycles for people when I get bored. Cool, man. Last time I went out on a bicycle, car sales, hell yeah. I had a little look into that a couple of years ago. I almost got really interested in buying cars, fixing them up and selling them. But then I realized that, I don't know, it's maybe not quite for me. I got bored of it real quick. Bicycles, fixing bicycles, that's cool. The last time I went on a bicycle, mate, I I felt like I'd just been locked in a prison cell with gay Shaquille O'Neal and had to do like 6 rounds with him, because my ass was absolutely hammered to death. I couldn't believe it, man. I only did about 7 miles. And I literally felt like I'd been getting back shots off Shrek for like 6 hours straight. It was horrendous. I suppose you just get used to it. I even bought an extra wide load big fat boy seat. And it didn't do the job. It still destroyed me. What's going on? Okay. I want to buy underpriced cars from old people and sell overpriced to learners and communities. Yeah, you know what? It's almost comedic way to put it, but it's honest, and it is how it works, isn't it, mate? So go for it. Why big chat? Why not Mark Henry? Wow, that's a callback. Fucking Mark Henry. That is a callback, that, man. That takes me back to playing SmackDown versus Raw on the PlayStation 2. Bloody hell. No, do you know what? It's, why not, man? I mean, do it. I mean, obviously you've got to secure that parcel to be able to buy the first car to flip and stuff. But why not, man? And it's trotting ground, but in a really good way. You've got all those bits of information on YouTube. There's so many good YouTubers that are to do with flipping cars and repairing cars and stuff like that. So much guidance. So I would say, mate, just go for it. Even if you have to start with a like 250 quid banger and just flip it for 400, you know. There's no reason other than maybe perhaps space. Everybody needs space to do that kind of thing. Look at that view, boys. Absolutely beautiful. Good boys. I don't know why Big Shaq, when you think of like the ultimate like fucking dude with the massivest knob, I don't know, I just feel like it's got to be Shaquille O'Neal. It probably paradoxically isn't, you know? He's probably paradoxically got like a normal sized knob that looks tiny on him. That would be absolutely hilarious, but I don't know. Let's have a look. Do you think I should do more than football and Formula One? Do you know what? This is the thing I've wondered about myself, and I will answer the question, but let me just take it through my own thought process. Is that I'm really interested in MMA. I like natural history and history as well. But this channel is actually mainly about Warhammer. But sometimes I want to talk about other stuff. And I do wonder if there's a bandwidth for people who want to listen to multiple subjects that are so different to one another. And to me, I think as long as they're like somewhat related, like as long as the same person could feasibly be into the two different topics, then I think there's no reason why not. Like, for instance, people who are into Warhammer are very likely to be into something like military history or just history in general. And I've wondered, could people maybe be into Warhammer and MMA at the same time? I am. So I don't see why not. I mean, depends what your aim is. If you're aiming to become a YouTuber and live off the money, then I don't know, maybe you've got to be more direct. Maybe you've got to be more refined and concise. But for me, I mean, I don't give a flying toss how many subscribers I have. I don't ever intend to make any money doing this, so I guess I'll probably just end up talking about whatever I want to. I haven't talked a lick about Warhammer this whole stream, so yeah, I don't know, man. Depends what's the other thing that you're thinking about talking about. That's a question to be asked, really. These two guys are going to be tired. Do you think? Sorry, I thought you'd said something again. Not sure, to be honest. I mean, why not? It depends. I mean, oh goodness, not through there, Louis. Oh, please don't just break out into a load of sheep. That'd be terrible. Louis, good boy. I thought of one really crazy idea that I had once, you know, was that I was going to get kitted out with full like medieval period accurate traveling clothing and gear for like, because people would have had to go on pilgrimages and people couldn't always, I would imagine back then when England was much more sparsely populated with villages and hamlets. Back then, in the medieval times, it would have been a lot harder to find reliable every single night accommodation for a pilgrim. So I thought, why don't I get myself kitted out, look at these mentalists, with a load of like rough sleeping gear, all period medieval accurate, and then like walk from my house all the way down to like, I don't know, Canterbury, somewhere with a big cathedral that you would do a pilgrimage to in the medieval ages, and then live stream and document the whole thing. And I thought that would be a great idea. But I wondered if it got traction, like somehow some mainstream-ish media thing picked it up and lots of people started watching it. I would probably get people like trying to hunt me down and fuck with me and stuff. You know, you get these people who are like, oh, this one guy's walking from here to here. You get people coming out like, say hello to him, because they know where he's going to be and where he's going to come from and where he is, because if he's live streaming and stuff like that, you know. So I thought, wow, if I did that and I dressed up like a medieval fucking pilgrim, people would see me coming from hills over, and I'd get completely and utterly fucked with. And plus, I would not want to spend like a month away from my kid. So yeah, I don't think that one's going to happen. But it would have been a good one for charity. Where are all the sheep gone? I'm very glad that they buggered off. Hey, you pair of terrorists. Oh, be careful, Pippin. Let me just see. Can I put text on the screen? I don't think I can. Can I put create highlight? No, I don't care about that. Green screen, retouch, stickers, poll. Okay, no, that's rubbish. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. I can't put any text on the screen. I was hoping I would. If you just joined, I'm walking along Hadrian's Wall. I've got a pair of dogs with me. I usually make content about Warhammer and hobby stuff, but today you can just ask me whatever you want. Any question, I will answer it. And yeah, let's have a wee chat. That right there is Hadrian's Wall, 2,000 years old, built by the Romans to keep out the Picts. Or if you talk to a Scottishman, he says it's to keep out the English. But, I mean, we all know that's a tongue-in-cheek lie, because I don't know why we'd want to go up there. The reason that the empire stopped here and built their wall, there is actually a bigger one, a further one up there, much more ancient and much less well preserved. That was called the Antoine Wall, Antonine Wall, something like that. That wall was deep into Scotland, and we retreated back to Hadrian's Wall, and that's the one that was held for the longest period of time before the empire collapsed in the 3rd century. The reason that I think we dropped back is because we realised that most of those lowland Scottish areas were very similar to down here, the Scottish borders area, and we kind of decided that the Highlands are very hard to take, and there's not much up there. There's not much arable land because it's all very rocky, very mountainous, and there just isn't much there of value. So they stuck their what would you say? They stuck their flag in the ground here. They built this wall properly, sat behind it and said, this is the edge of the civilized world. And of course, if you were stationed here, you were actually very unlikely to be from the British Isles. You are much more likely to be imported from somewhere in the Mediterranean, because you would. That's it. Go on, lads. Go on, lads. Go on. Go on, lads. Go on. So what was I thinking? What was I saying? Sorry. So yeah, so you wouldn't have had people from this local area in the Roman army garrisoning this wall. You would have had people across the empire who were imported in to do that. That's so that we wouldn't, those Romans wouldn't be a soft touch on the locals. So what you would have is a bunch of Mediterranean, Sicilian, so on and so forth, individuals on this wall, looking out across there in the middle of winter, freezing, and they would have all sorts of imaginations and stories in their heads, knowing that this was the edge of the known world, and beyond was the land of myth and monsters and demons of story and legend. So yeah, it's quite crazy to look out there and imagine yourself as a Roman soldier and just hope that nothing's going to come try climb over your section of the wall that night. Now I just saw some people, so hopefully the dogs don't run them down. So Jordan says it's mental because many years ago my area was part of Northumberland. Yeah, no. I mean, technically, if you want to go the Kingdom of Northumbria, the Kingdom of Northumbria actually stretched all the way down to even south of York. In fact, if you go back far enough, York was part of Northumbria. King Aila in the 8th century was king of all Northumbria, and part of that was York. Hello, how are you doing? But we're just about to wrap this up now. Hello, how are we doing? Good boys. Oh God, we're gonna be careful here. Oh yeah. Where's Pippin? Louis, wait there. Okay. Good dogs. Your mummy be wondering where you are now. Okay. Come on, boys. Pippin! That's where to go. Come on, Pip. Pippin, this way. This way. There you go. Okay. This way. In. Go on. Go on, Louis. You need help, don't you? Go on. Good boys. Right, let's get some water in there for you. That's it. Careful. Okay, we're going to have to get the heavy one out. Okay. Wait. Sit. Look. There you go. Okay. I'm going to have to love you and leave you guys. Thank you very much for joining. And pop a little subscribe on, and I'll see you sometime in the future if you ever drop past. Take it easy, guys. Have a nice day.